Hello guys, we're going to try making some express briefing today. It's just an attempt, so I'll be pretty much looking for your feedback on this one. I'll try to make this shorter than 10 minutes or getting close to 10 minutes, so it's going to be fast. I'm not going to get into that much detail. So you tell me if you like that express kind of stuff. That I think is the only handable thing. So either I delete the daily updates or I do them way more quickly, is such I'll do today. So I'll try covering up many assets, so let's not lose the time. So here comes Bitcoins first. I've been working around this area with the French guys on a scalping strategy in this area. It's been quite a pain in the ass all day long to finally get to secure this trade and get stopped out during the evening. So it's a trade for nothing, but still no loss is always a good job. So we're down, we're getting to this area that we had highlighted as well throughout Bookmap. I'll make a video regarding this thing later on, so if you don't know what this is, don't be ashamed. Then this is what it is. All right, we're trading currently. Crosster is next to a breakout targets. So this is not something you can trade in here as we're far from the current context, but still that means we can have some short-term interest regarding 15-minute signals we could have in the area. All right, so what do we have? What does this context look like? First thing first, you can hardly and easily, you should be able to see this. Remember how to analyze. I'm making it quick. Unfolding context, both support and context. So the market gets emotional in here. So you get very cautious when you trade this area. As you can see, no signals on this bottom. So pretty much probably going lower is to be expected. We've highlighted there is a strong cluster of bullish demand in the order book waiting around the 9.5k. So we're very likely going to execute these orders, work out a range structure in the area. Don't know what it's going to be looking like, ABC, triangle, whatever. We're normally going to go from context to context. So you can expect us to trade this context at least one time or maybe multiple times in a longer range. This is the area we could spend probably a day or a couple days working the 9.5k area. Quite some demand in here, so once this demand has been executed, probably going to have to risk manage for the bulls. So if some of you guys have a bullish bias in the bitcoins and whatever, this is the area you can try to look out for support into 9.5k. You want to be doing this in a 15-minute context, which needs to be probably looking like a divergence. So what I expect in here is for you to at least wait for prices to work out the area for a little bit more and look out for divergence. All right, so prices that are slowing pacing. All right, that's what we're looking out for. So signals 9.5k area. For those who want to trade Bitcoin bullish, for the bears it's going to be a profit taking. Not for me, because I'm taking a much bigger picture. I'm trading a much bigger picture, so my next profit taking area is below this gap, like you already know about. And it will be upon some condition, which means if I have no 1 hour signals in this area, I'll just do nothing and let it go with the bear trades. Regarding a stock market, how to say whatever the fuck has been happening yesterday with the DAX index, who's been surging for 2%, like almost the entire index has been fully bullish, and it's hardly understandable. So today we've got the Deutsche Bank down for 3.5% as they were up 3.5% yesterday. So we're playing some dangerous coming and going games in this market. Still, I hardly can believe that this is a trending movement. What I fear instead is for this to be an ugly range structure, the one that is called the extended flat, in which we break both support and resistance and the final wave looks trending. It means that would explain what this market is. Normally we should reverse out of this, which means normally this wave is comparable in terms of extension than this one is. So just a trick, oh sorry, one Fibonacci extension, sorry. So let's make it extension instead. No, normally we trade extensions of the previous wave, typically 161, but it can go up to 200. So we're trading this area. If we reverse in here, it kind of makes sense. Anyway, normally, oh, sorry about that. Come on. right. Normally, we stick to this area. We've been retracing exactly 76%. As you can see, it's now resistance. So the question is, what do we do with it? Do we sell this area? Because if that is arranged, then this will be a perfect area to sell. The question is, I don't have any signals suggesting we can. All I have is a taking profit and overbought structure. So yes, we're definitely overbought, but that's what we're looking forward for if there is a trend. So if there is actually a trend, this is exactly the kind of signal that if you get to trade them, then you're going to end up being fucked. The problem is I don't see any breakout on sine wave, and that is what actually leads me to believe that this is not a trend move. This is just a ugly up 2% move that can be unwinded just today or tomorrow with the ECB or some earnings or whatever. So it can be volatile, and I wouldn't nearly be surprised if this thing were about to reverse. It's been detected as a bullish range because obviously the indicators cannot understand such contexts because this is the kind of range structure I can hardly filter out from this bullish range structure. So don't mind it. If we're doing an extended flat structure, then this signal will hardly be traded as a bullish outburst, but still, all right, we need to account that. So some bullish signals, so kind of a concern. If you get bearish in there, just be aware that there is a high level of risk, so very tiny position sizing on your exposition if you want to go ahead on selling the DAX. Regarding the SPX, we've got a double top structure after a double bottom, so same thing goes in here. We've got a bullish bias, but this should nearly have been happening. We have retraced way too fast, so in here, I'm sorry, but this signal is not to be traded. I'll filter it out in the next update of framework. So in here, we still have a bearish bias oriented range. I don't think this one is valid. I can be wrong eventually, but still, we'll see. I see this range being bearish. Working out this area, I don't know, earnings release or whatever this is, may impact the markets or the dollar or whatever. I still tend to believe we're building a major top in here. As you can see, we have some volume. This is what concerns me most of it. So we've got some volume, and that generally isn't a good sign. So the volume is just rising, all right? I'm not saying we've got a strong volume, just saying that in a daily perspective, we have some volumes, and these volumes are showing up in those areas, which means I tend to believe a market top is building itself. We do have daily signals, nearly and closely having weekly signals as well. So we'll see later this week. We're trading on top of the resistant context. So in a daily SPX perspective, that's a mandatory selling entry. So I'm sorry to say that. We've got the signals, we've got a triangle, we have to go. So I'm selling the SPX again, and I stand on this as long as this signal hasn't yet been invalidated. The trend channel is pretty fucking wide, so I cannot afford such a big stop loss. So the case is I have tiny position sizing for now, and not a large stop loss, obviously. I cannot pay for that large. I'm targeting first retracement, so we'll see. I think this area has a high level of cluster in which I can risk manage, pay for my stop losses and stuff like that. We've got some early ranges, so 1 hour context probably. Yes, that's what it is. All right, so in the 1 hour, breaking it down, setting ourselves a bearish range, getting into this area, probably this one. As we had a double top structure as well as a double bottom, obviously, we're going to set this range to be ported either to the downside or to the upside. So either we're going to go new historical highs thanks to this double bottom, or this double top will create a pushback down to this gap area that we're very likely going to fill. There's this in-between gap in here as well. So I think go into this area, working out some support, and then we're going to deteriorate prices slowly but steadily. What my personal behavior and favorite scenario is 5-wave structure, second 5-wave structure, overlap, and then wave 5 extended for the US to get to fuck up the range entirely. If we had to go bearish, that's what I would do, like doing this and getting and sparing the best for the final movement. Just like we wrong-footed the bulls in here, the bears in here, we're going to wrong-foot the bulls in here. Still, this is this low liquid area that we've been trading quite a lot. So anytime we retrace to this average price is going to be a range visibly, and we're going to target those areas. Almost everyone will target those clusters. Anyway, we're 10 minutes in, so I need to move fast. Gold is going as expected, so I leave it behind. The dollar might be reversing as well. I'm looking for a short entry in here. I wanted the market, yes, to do the go over this. That's exactly what it's done earlier. Signal, triangle, go ahead. I'm selling the dollar. I'm going to do it right now. All right, that's done. So dollar with a stop at the top, risk 1%, no more than that. It's still a tricky stuff. We've got the ECB, so it can be a game changer, but in here we clearly have a structure that I like, double topping structure, rejecting, kind of a consolidation going in here. Can go a little bit higher, don't worry, there is why we have a stop loss. So let's work this area out. We are coming to context, 76% fib, got them signal. If you don't take those trades, you really don't get it with my strategy. So don't overthink things. We're in a range, sell this goddamn signal, and don't overthink things. Next, AUDNZD. We have an interesting pullback for intraday traders in a 15-minute context. So let's figure out what the bigger picture is. All right, we've been highlighting this area. We've managed to overcome this resistance and break it with candle closes. That's important. We didn't just make upper shadow candles in here, so that's fine. I think for those who missed the shot on this exit signal, that was just a perfect signal. I gave you this one. So this was a perfect signal to take. This one, I think, is a catch-up on this one to those who missed it. Catching up the pullback in a typical range structure. So range preceding a breakout, I think, is what we're going to be doing. Building a bullish range in here. So possibly we could buy starting from 61%, not for the beginners. So beginners will obviously wait for 76. We'll be below the context, so everything will be fine. Look out for those areas. Look out for a bullish signal, no trade. We already have the profit taking structure, so definitely an exit or something like that is going to probably show up in there. So decent risk management for you if we get there. Bam, buy it. Normally high or low, all right? High low, which means we're going to try making high, accumulating, and break out afterwards. That's what I think is down the road. So we'll see. That's a trading plan. Future will tell. Just as long as you risk manage, you do the job. Don't make it more complicated than that. Bye, guys.